In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 NBA preseason matchups, and I'll break them all down with free winning picks so you can bet smarter and win bigger. But first, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get our picks the second they drop, because when the lines move, the early birds cash in. And if you want the full Winning Sport Picks experience, head over to wspicks.com and check out our VIP packages, or grab a free consultation with one of our professional sports consultants for the sharpest edge you'll find anywhere. That's where the real plays live. We are your bookmaker's worst nightmare. These are the games we're hammering, the ones the books can't afford you to bet. This is Winning Sport Picks. The free picks are about to drop, and they're coming in hot. We start with Chicago at Cleveland. Preseason, spread first. Cleveland minus 7.5, Chicago plus 8.5, depending on your shop. Total next, about 229. October basketball is a different sport. Rotations are wide, starters play shorter bursts, and coaches chase reps over results. That structure tightens margins late because the closing minutes belong to mixed units rather than a locked-in 5, so big favorites have to cover with their bench on the floor. Cleveland's building gives them rhythm early, but the second half is where preseason dogs make their money. Chicago's path is pace, glass, and turnover control. In exhibitions, you get quick shots and loose possessions. A team that simply values the ball and limits second chances steals extra trips. Chicago's bench group skew energetic, which matters when the fourth quarter turns into an audition. That kind of depth keeps games inside 1 or 2 possessions, even if the first quarter tilts to the home side. Meanwhile, a mid to high 220s total looks inflated for a game that will feature trial lineups and defensive coverages being tested. Those experiments create empty trips as often as they create open looks. Scheduling psychology also leans to the points. The favorite tax shows up hardest in preseason because casual money lays the home jersey. Books know that and shade. With no incentive to chase a margin and no whistle-driven parade at the end, the last 90 seconds rarely stretch a lead from 5 to 9. Expect both sides to spread minutes, protect legs, and treat late timeouts as teaching moments rather than 2-for-1 optimization. Small details that trim scoring and protect underdogs. So for the number, possessions will be there, but efficiency is usually spotty when combinations change every few minutes. Missed connections, timing rust, and non-settled closing lineups push totals down just enough to matter. If this lands near 224 to 226, you don't want a ticket that needs the high 220s to cash. Professional play, take Chicago plus the points and look under around 229. We respect Cleveland's early burst, but preseason closing minutes belong to the deeper side with cleaner second unit execution, and that favors the dog while keeping the final a touch short of the high total. Next up is Indiana at Minnesota. Preseason, spread first, Minnesota roughly minus 6.5, Indiana plus 7.5 in some spots. Total next, about 220. This price projects a steady, business-like game, not a track meet. Minnesota at home should control substitution timing and rotation order, a real edge in preseason. But once the benches flood the floor, the spread becomes more fragile. Indiana's second units run hard, and pace from the reserves can erase a first-half deficit in 2 minutes of made threes and live ball stops. Expect a classic exhibition rhythm, scripted early sets, quick hook to protect legs, and long looks at fringe rotation players after halftime. That keeps the scoreboard honest but rarely explosive. When coaches emphasize defensive rules and rebounding habits, common in October, you get long, empty stretches that chew clock without points, and that's how a 220 total slips south without requiring a slog. Bettors love the home favorite in these spots, but the closing math says protect yourself. Without the late intentional foul sequence, a 6 to 8 point margin tends to settle rather than swell. Indiana's best route is tempo and spacing with the reserves, and that's the exact formula that turns a 2-possession game into a final decided by a single trip. For the total, the safest lane is modest. You'll see pace, but you won't always see polish. New combinations mean mistimed cuts, missed skip passes, and extra turnovers that kill overs. If we get a burst in the third, the fourth often evens out once the tryout groups take over. Professional play, grab Indiana plus the points and lean under around 220. We'll trust second unit energy to keep it close and preseason execution to cap the scoring. Now listen to me, those are the free picks, but the one game I am unloading on tonight, the game that's going to crush your bookie's soul, that's the VIP play of the day at wspicks.com. This is the nuke, the hammer, the max bet, the one play I've circled, the game that will bury your bookmaker 6 feet under. When it hits, and it will, your bookie is going to need a doctor, a lawyer, and maybe even a priest. If you want to ride with me on the biggest bet of the day, get to wspicks.com right now. Spoken recap, Chicago at Cleveland, Chicago with the points and under around 229, Indiana at Minnesota, Indiana with the points and under around 220. That's your preseason card, wider rotations, lower end game urgency, and dogs that live all night. This is Winning Sport Picks, where we don't just bet, we bury bookmakers. Smash that subscribe button, drop your favorite plays in the comments, and hammer that like button like you're hammering your bookie into the dirt. We're cashing, we're dominating, and tonight we're dancing on the grave of your bookmaker. Let's go!